Hi everyone, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another Sudsy recap. And right now we're talking about Vanderpump Rules. I love me some Vanderpump Rules. So here's the thing about Vanderpump Rules. I love me some Lisa Vanderpump on Vanderpump Rules. Right now because I go back and forth between whether I like her better on The Housewives or whether I like her better on Vanderpump Rules. Right now I'm liking her better on Vanderpump Rules. It's so funny because she's not like in throughout the whole episode you know, uh, like in The Housewives. She just makes an appearance every now and then. I think she was on the show twice this past. The first one was when Pump had a private party, and the private party hired James Kennedy. And when James was talking to Lisa, he was asking for at least one night a week back at Pump, blah blah blah. And in my head, I'm going, "Oh God, please, Lisa, just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. It's a trap. It's a trap. I mean, it's not worth it. I swear." And she didn't take the bait. She's like, "No." She's like, "Maybe after a year of sobriety." And he's like, "A year? Oh my God." Like a teenager. "Mom." "No way, man." But the next scene is what killed me. Stassi, Tom, and Katie Maloney, the three of them call Lisa Vanderpump. And I mean, it was just ridiculous because they called Lisa Vanderpump because they had all gone to New Orleans for their wedding. They decided to take a trip to New Orleans, and I love me some New Orleans, and so I'm glad to see that they did that. I thought it was great, but we'll talk about that in a second. So they called Lisa Vanderpump, and Lisa Vanderpump is outside with her magical little horses, and then she gets on this swing with this flower swing, and just she looks like a fairy princess, and she's just taking a phone call from everyone else, while meanwhile they're all in a hotel room in New Orleans looking like regular people, and she looks like this magical ethereal creature. Oh my God, and that's her home. She lives there. I love it. I would love to visit Villa Rosa just to be like, wow, well, this is like a set for a fantasy movie. Anyways, I thought that I don't know why that tickled me so much, but I thought that was just so hilarious. Anyways, so the show started off with Sheena throwing a party for her friends in Azusa. You know who else was from Azusa? Rocky the porn star, the gay porn star. Now, if you don't know Rocky, because it might be in a little bit before your time, or it might be a little bit after your time, but he passed away, I don't know, in like 2008, I think. It's really sad, but anyways, he was very proudly from Azusa as well. That's what made me think of that. But him and Sheena share that. But yeah, he was from Azusa as well. She threw this, pool party, and Tom Schwartz shows up in like this moo that he bought in Hawaii, when they went to Hawaii last time. I'm sorry. I was like, where did he go? They didn't go to Tahiti, Hawaii. So he went to Hawaii and he bought this moo, and he was wearing it. Now, granted, he was wearing like shorts and stuff under it, but he still had on this moo. He's like, "This is my shirt that I wear when I don't give a fuck." And I was like, I get that. I understand that. Now, granted, I probably wouldn't like go out in public, or unless I'm like running errands or something, and I didn't like look like I actually wanted to be there. But I guess he just didn't really care to be there. But so here's the thing that kind of pisses me off too. So Sheena goes over, right? And Sheena tells Tom, "You need to make up with Katie," because they had this big fight last episode, about how Tom Sandoval and Ariana are always sticking up for Lala. First of all, why is Lala such a big motherfucking entity for your party? She hasn't even been on the show now for like 3 weeks. So just move on past it. Let it go, right? And then it was when Katie confronted Ariana about it. No, actually it was Stassi that confronted Ariana about it. Stassi was like, "I care about Katie. I don't give a fuck about you." And she was so hurt by that. But I mean, listen, here's the thing about Ariana. You know I love me some Ariana. She was one of my absolute favorite people on the show. And she's 100, she's a truth teller. Now, granted, the truth that she tells isn't always nice. So I think that she could use a little bit more practice in gilding the lily. I mean, and there's a difference between bullshitting and gilding the lily. Like, for example, if you want to tell someone they're ugly, she would just say, you're ugly. Now, bullshitting would be like, you look great, right? When in your head you're thinking you're ugly. Gilding the lily is when you say, well, you have looked better. That's, to me, I would rather have someone say, oh, well, yeah, you have looked better, than tell me I'm fucking ugly. Right? The message is still the same for both of them, but one sounds a little bit nicer. You know what I'm saying? So I think Ariana needs just a little bit of help gilding the lily. But other than that, I'm, you know, she doesn't like Stassi. So, but that just really upset Katie, sent her into this tailspin, and then she went off on Tom because Tom invited Ariana to be a groomsman, and that's why she didn't invite her to be a bridesmaid. And this is what I don't understand about weddings, and straight people can please chime in and tell me about this. Like, why is it that the wedding is the girl's day? Like, it's always about the girl. Shouldn't it be about the couple's day? Like, shouldn't the man have at least have a say, you know, instead of just paying for it, right? If he wants to have, you know, Schleprock be his groomsman, who cares? You can suck it up for one day. You know, he's not going to act inappropriate, and if he did, I doubt that Tom would have asked him to be a groomsman. You know, I mean, it just seems it seems very Katie-centric, like, this is my day, and I've never once heard her say, this is our day. You know what I mean? I feel like Tom is kind of getting the short end of the stick in terms of the wedding. So, anyways, so they had this big old fight about it, right? And, they all go to New Orleans, and they end up okay, so they end up having, they kind of made up at, well, okay, I'm sorry, I was back at Sheena's party in Azusa. So Sheena's party in Azusa, she goes up to Tom because they had just had that fight like the night before. So they were kind of not speaking to each other, even though they're getting married. So, and Sheena was like, you know what, every time I have a fight with my husband, we stop and we give each other a kiss. Even if we're pissed off at each other, or we give each other a hug. You can't get mad at someone if they give you a hug, right? She was telling this to Tom to get Tom to go and interact with Katie and to give Katie a kiss, right? She said that out of her mouth. Now, first of all, I don't know if I'd be wanting to take, no, we'll let that one go. I'm not going to say that. That's going to be mean. So Tom goes over to Katie, and then he tries to kiss her. And Katie's like, no, don't kiss me. I don't want to, don't touch me. You know, so that just goes to show who you should and should not take advice from. I personally would not be taking marital advice from Sheena, just because her situation is completely different from ours. So the way that she handles things is great, but the way that we handle things might be better for us, right? That's how I feel. And then also when they were in New Orleans and they were at Pat O'Brien's, can I just tell you, I really miss New Orleans. I want to go back so bad. I'm so excited about, I've been going to Japan a lot more lately, which is good, but I haven't been to New Orleans in a while. That would like be my ideal if I could live half of the year in New Orleans and the other half in Tokyo. Or, well, I miss LA too, so maybe 3 and 3. I don't know. So while they were at Pat O'Brien's having their delicious hurricanes, which Pat O'Brien's is famous for, Stassi and Brittany kind of had a moment where she was like, can you guys like not be like so coupley in front of me? Because it was true, every single person on there was a couple except for Stassi. She's like, yeah, everyone here is like all couples and I'm the only one that's single, and it's really kind of throwing it in my face. And Jax comes down, and Jax is drunk. And the minute Stassi found out that Jax is drunk, she should have just been like, okay, we'll talk later when you're sober, right? But instead, she goes off on him saying, why can't you just once tell me you're sorry? Tell me you're sorry. And for a long time, he wouldn't say it. And then finally he's like, I'm sorry I was an asshole. I was the worst boyfriend ever. I was a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. And he just went off, and she's like, thank you. Now, I get that. Hopefully that they'll be able to move on past that. I'm not really concerned about Stassi moving past Jax as I am about Stassi moving past Patrick, because that is the pressing issue. Is she needs to get over this boyfriend, right? It's easy to get past Jax. I mean, because he was an asshole to her. So, but Patrick hasn't really been that. He's not a good boyfriend, but he hasn't been that great. I mean, he hasn't been that bad to her. So, I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on. I really went over today. Hopefully this video doesn't have to be edited. Have a wonderful time. Please follow me on YouTube. Well, you can follow me on YouTube. You can hit the subscribe button. But you can follow me on Twitter at Angel Benton. Hashtag Pump Rules to talk Vanderpump Rules. You can also hashtag Bold and Beautiful. We'll be talking to Bold and Beautiful next. Peace out, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye.